On this episode, we'll be talking about how to build an effective Khorne bloodbound army without breaking the bank at the same time. 1,000 points, or bust. The Khorne bloodbound are the servants of the chaos god Khorne, the god of blood, war, and murder. As befitting of a god with such a portfolio, his followers are slaughter-crazed berserkers who live to spill blood and trample the mortal realms neath their sandaled feet. Khorne cares not from where the blood flows, only that it flows. This particular video won't be covering specific tactics or recommending which faction to play, but we will be building a vanguard list that will help you get used to the way that Khorne plays. Of course, you'll need the Battle Tome and the Warhammer Age of Sigmar rulebook to play the game, but those are available down below. So let's get started with the big boy in the room, the Bloodthirster. It's the first thing that should be on your list of stuff to get when you do get a Khorne army. This is the eventuality. This is the end goal, right? It's a monster of a model. It's going to make you perhaps a little bit unpopular when you plunk it down on the board in a 1,000-point game, but you know what? Sometimes you just gotta go all out, and that's all that the Bloodthirster is good for. Now, this Bloodthirster can be built in 3 separate ways, depending on how many points you want to pay for it. The Bloodthirster of Unfettered Fury and Insensate Rage costs the same amount, and the Wrath of Khorne Bloodthirster, also built from the same box, costs 30 points more. So with the intent of keeping our list at roughly 1,000 points, you can make something from this box. Easy peasy. Slightly less interesting, but no less devastating, Khorgo's Call is the Mighty Lord of Khorne, and you can run him as either Khorgo's Call, the character, or as a Mighty Lord of Khorne if you have a need for a couple spare points. But he's dreadfully effective either way. Now, this particular box comes with the Bloodsecrator as well, who is a standard bearer, though there's not much room in the army list that I've created for him. But if you're going to lean more towards mortals rather than demons as you're building this army, then you've got a little extra man to go with it. The front line of your army is going to be Blood Warriors. Now, there are little trash mobs of Blood Reavers that you can pick up, and yeah, sure, they're cheaper, but they're not nearly as effective as Blood Warriors, at least not in my estimation. And finally, the last thing on the list is a squad of Bloodletters. Now, they're going to be your useful backup in case your Blood Warriors get battered, senseless, and can't quite get the job done. These are a much better choice in my estimation than Blood Reavers. They have all sorts of neat little tricks up their sleeves. Their weapons are astonishingly damaging. They're relatively easy to get your head around as far as what they do. This is not a complicated army by any stretch of the imagination, folks. But Bloodletters are going to be your main go-to if you're going to run more demons than mortals. This list is structured to give you a mix of demons and mortal units to kind of get your head around how Khorne Bloodbound work. The Bloodthirster is a nasty piece of work to try and deal with at any point level. Khorgo's Call is a fantastic Mighty Lord of Khorne, and he comes with a doggo, so there's something. The Blood Warriors are just a wall of fury to get past, and 2 10-man squads can be fielded with the 2 different weapon sets. This is by no means exhaustive, but it should give you an idea of what a Khorne army should look like to start with. And if you go to the Fantasy Games website, you can find all of these models under the 1,000 points or bust subcategory. Once you've gotten your head around it, you can come on back and get your paints and supplements and war scrolls to get your game on. And when you're ready for more Khorne, there are plenty more models to collect. Maybe try the Blood Crushers or Juggernauts, depending on your preference for mortals or demons. Or some of the other mortal heroes to buff your troopers. And they're all available at Fantasy Games. Thanks for watching.